Well, hello there, and thank you for joining us on this, the Lord's Day, which should be every day. It shouldn't just be Sunday. It should be every single day of your life. Well, today we are going to again look at, hopefully you've gotten into your devotions today. There we go. And I'm going to take something from a recent David Jeremiah devotion and ask you to think about it. Now, here we go. He talks about sufficient grace here, 1 Corinthians 12, I believe. And this is where Paul was struggling with his thorn in the flesh. And he wasn't married. I don't think he was married, but yeah, might have a reason for that thorn in the flesh. But, so he prayed, and God said, Paul, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Now, sometimes you just read the key part of that, you'll get it. My grace is sufficient, made perfect in weakness. Have you ever considered that? How often we try to run in our own ability, run in our own strength, run in the flesh, really. By the way, hope you have a cup of coffee made and you have your friend there sitting beside you. Now, he said when we go through times of trouble, we can wonder. He says that more than once. So, wonder and wonder and wonder. And why do we wonder? We should wonder at the awe of God at work. But we can wonder why God is allowing pain and difficulty into our life. We can even wonder whether God is even aware or even cares about our circumstances. You see, the Apostle Paul's situation gives us insight into those questions. See, he experienced something that he called a thorn in the flesh, a messenger that buffeted him from Satan. We don't know exactly what thorn this was, but it was enough to give him discomfort, whether physical or spiritual, or mentally or emotional or psychologically. We don't know. That he prayed 3 times that God would remove this problem for him, or hindrance, at least the way he looked at it. So I wanted you to think about that. We all, if we're honest, have a thorn in the flesh, perhaps of our own choosing, like our besetting sin. But most of us, almost all, do have one. And so God was aware of his situation, and yet God allowed it to continue. He refused, like he did to Job, to remove the thorn instead. And you're probably saying, what a mean and angry God. I don't like it. God, that stern Old Testament father seems to be really strict. Really? Indeed, God reminded Paul that his grace would be sufficient for the trouble he was experiencing. We don't know how long Paul's trouble lasted, but we do know God's grace is not to be exhausted ever. It is endless. As long as Paul was suffering, God's grace was sufficient for him to endure. This is a good remedy or cure to pride, if that was the thorn. And the experience changed Paul's perspective. With his suffering came a fresh realization of the power of God in his life. And it says here, take your troubles to God in prayer, just as Paul did, and know whatever God's answer is, his grace will be sufficient for you. You see, most of us can put on a grumpy face, and yet when we're in church with our brother and sister, we sing that probably one of those old-time, plays or Broadway promotions of "Put on a happy face." And so we put on our best foot forward. We put on our Sunday clothes. Yet inside we don't have our Sunday clothes on. Now, God to us says in this passage. This is what it really says in my translation, or my ability to understand it. I realize in your strength and your ability that you cannot. That might dismay some of you who do it your way. Or you will not. Or you're just not able. But be of good cheer. You are weak, I am strong. Remember that song? Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yep. And so, I have overcome the world, he tells us. Jesus does. I say to those who let me in, I will come inside you, your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, and you will be able, if you believe and abide in me. So think about it when you go to the gym next time, or whatever in life, to move forward. Without pain, without challenge, you know, there's very little chance of you growing. We need some kind of something to stand in our way to say, you can't do that. And most of us are pretty defiant. Most of us say, oh yeah, I'll show you. But it says, think about this. If we didn't need to call on God, why would we ever bother? And all we do would be, all in heaven every day, all they do is play ping pong up there, waiting for a problem to come in. Hey, Uncle Peter, Pedro, hey, what's going on? We have time on our hands. There's no prayer request. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. No, that's not what we do. We are here because, and we are ultra busy because we are to call on God every single day for every single problem. So there. That is a fitting, I guess, end of May and beginning of June to think about God's grace is sufficient for us. Do we let him in? Because in our own strength, we are not able. We will fall, we will be broken. That's good. Be humbled. But in his strength, we are perfected each and every day. Growing in the grace of God. This is why I tell you, almost closing off each show. Open the Word, and grow in grace, and let God strengthen you. Let him speak to you. Hear his Word. Not only hear it, study it. Let it penetrate you. Go deep. Abide in his Word. Walk in the light as he's in the light. Well, it's always a joy to have you. I hope you and a friend come by next time with a cup of coffee. I call mine Super Gel. You might want to try to make this at home. I'll give you a little ingredients here. You'll put in regular 2 or 3 spoons of coffee, brew it. Throw in some cacao, 100% organic cacao. You'll throw in some spirulina and some moringa, organic of course. And you'll throw in some cinnamon and some clove powder. And then maybe a little bit of monk fruit. You mix all that together, you have a powerful cup that you'll be ready to go 90 minutes after you wake up. Till next time, may the Lord bless and keep you. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget, hit subscribe. God bless.